Welcome back. We are talking about Beyonce's new hair care line called Cécred, and I definitely got some thoughts. So let's jump into it. So if you have not known, Beyonce has her new hair care line coming out called Cécred, spelled C-E-C-R-E-D, and it is to be said to release today. Now, the interesting piece of it is, of course, we know not that long ago, she did come out with a fragrance. And it was some interesting mixed kind of thoughts about the fragrance that came out. And I think more specifically because you were able to, again, get it, test it, kind of see what it would be like, or even know what the component would look like really before you were able to do, or required rather, to do a pre-order to be able to get the product. Now, with a lot of celebrity brands, as we know, when the pre-order or ordering period comes up, people are interested in the product, they jump on it, it sells out quick, but sometime later, a month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe even longer down the line, when the product actually come out and they're released, people get it and they go, I got the product, but it's not necessarily a product. Whereas if they had have gotten the opportunity to see it, smell it, test it, kind of see the reality of what it would be like if they would actually decide that they would want to drop that coin on the product. Now, given that, again, that particular product just released, a lot of people got it. I saw a lot of reviews on it, got it, smelled it, it's okay, but is it something that they would necessarily go to repurchase? I don't know. And I'm wondering if this will be the same kind of deal with the hair care line. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised she decided to do hair before cosmetics, but either way, I think this is a good move. So let's jump into what we can see for Cécred. Coming on here, we see Cécred, and first things first, we see the packaging. Now, she absolutely looks gorgeous. Looks like she has that, like a reddish, orangey-ish kind of nail color, glowed like teeth plating, of course, gorgeous ring, and the blonde hair. Now, more specifically here, first things first, when we see the packaging, it's very neutral. So the packaging there in and of itself being neutral makes it unisex. And I think this is a phenomenal move for the line. Now, more specifically in the line in and of itself, when you go with color, whether it be pink, blue, green, red, or a rainbow or something else going on, it makes it very specific to a different group of people. And also categorizing it to be able to say, this is, for this group, for that. It also excludes people and perhaps limits maybe who may be interested in your product or who would consider purchasing it. As an advisor, as a beauty advisor, I have seen a lot of folks where, especially given that the holidays have kind of just passed, where they're coming in and they either want to make a return or exchange or get a credit because they're like, hey, I had a customer just yesterday. She was like, hey, my husband got me this Saint Laurent fragrance, but it's a cologne. I was like, okay, did you like the fragrance? It's a cologne. And I was like, so you didn't like that it was a cologne, but it had nothing to do with the actual scent of the cologne. So it's one of those kind of deals. Now, in this particular thing here, I think she will definitely be able to get feedback and traction from both genders to see what that looks like. Now, the packaging in and of itself, very simplistic, very neat. The engraving that we see here, I think is cute to be able to see what that would look like there, of course, in person. Hair oil is going for $44, clarifying shampoo and scalp scrub, $38, cosmetic bag, $22, shampoo, $30, conditioner, $38, reconstructing treatment mask, $42, moisture sealing lotion, $38. Of course, there's a super fan bundle, $265. Not bad given the individual prices of the item. Fermented rice and rose protein ritual, $52. A deep cleansing and conditioning kit, $42. And a fortifying kit there, also $46. Let's go to the last page here. We're kind of seeing again what that looks for. Now, the pricing in and of itself. I don't think the pricing is bad. Here's what I will say about the pricing. The pricing is definitely one of those where it's kind of course, on the middle of the road to the higher end. When we look at the hydrating shampoo being $30, there are several other brands that have products that are in and around that price point. I think it will sell. The scalp scrub. The scalp scrub is interesting, especially for Beyonce being a person of color to talk about the scalp scrub. I think this is definitely not something that we in general speak about for people who have thick or coarse hair for scalp scrubs. So I think that'll be interesting to see how that works out, as well as the fortifying treatment kit. Now, what I will say is most people who decide that they're gonna venture into something new will go for something that they're familiar with. A shampoo, a conditioner, maybe a hair mask, and maybe an oil. One of those 3 or 4 things or a combination thereof. And I think those particular items are perhaps affordable. Now, when you get into like bundles and some of those other items, I don't know if those will be pieces that people will want to continue to reach out and purchase. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's definitely going to be one of those things. Same thing with the treatment mask, $42. There are a ton of masks that are, very, very comparable based on, of course, they won't be by Cécred, that are comparable that maybe you could get for $20 or under $20. So in this particular sense, I don't know that after this launch occurs, that they will all necessarily be products that people will want to continue to purchase or re-up on every 2 to 3 months. Definitely hit me in the comments. Let me know. Leave me a purple heart if that's something you're saying, hey, you know what? I think I'm interested in it. I kind of want to see what Cécred's all about, but I don't know unless my experience is great. You never know. Unless your experience is phenomenal and it goes in and it lathers and it has a gorgeous scent in there and everything, and you're like, hey, this is something we can do. I'm going to want to drop, $40-something plus shipping, right? You gotta add shipping. $40-something plus shipping every, 2 to 3 months to be able to see what that would look like. Definitely hit me in the comments and say, hey, if it's not an issue, add a purple heart. If you're saying, hey, you know what, it's Beyonce, I love it, I'm gonna get it no matter what, I'm gonna continue to re-up on it, leave me a red heart in the comment section. And the last category we're gonna talk about today is longevity. So longevity in the items, kind of like what I mentioned at the beginning with the fragrance. A lot of people jumped on the fragrance here because it was one of those fear of missing out pieces, but I don't necessarily see, feel, or believe that knowing what we know now about the fragrance product, that it's something that people will continue to re-up on. I'm wondering if that will be the same thing for Cécred for the hair care line. I'm wondering if a lot of folks will get it at the beginning, but not necessarily re-up on it. Given that a lot of artists in their own right will come out with their own product line. A lot of them rely heavily on their name. To be able to say, this is the product that I have, this is what's what basically. This is, gonna sell because, I'm a celebrity, I have a big name, I'm gonna make a brand for myself, and at some point in time when I decide to retire, I will be able to have, other income basically coming in based on the other products, so on and so forth, that I have developed. So again, definitely let me know in the comments, do you think Cécred will be here to stay? Do you think Cécred will be one of those, hey, we tried it out, hey, it was cute, but there are other products perhaps better out there. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.